Sup nerds, so this is my add-on. If you have installed it, you can find it in the side panel here in the 3D viewport. So click your object, you can click generate imposters, you will get a grid. Down in the corner you can see these options, but you can also press your hotkey for last operator. Mine is F9, and you can just change these to, or change this to whatever you want to. I usually bump up the size a little bit on the monkey head. I'll move it out of the way because I want to make one of this one as well. Just going to change the viewport a little bit. So generate, and yeah, you can see here if you go into orthographic top view that the wings are extending outside of the camera bounds. So bring up the last operator and change the size a little bit. Bam, like that maybe. And I want 4 of them. And then you can just move it out of the way. And then, ah shit, no, I actually want 8. I want 8 in this. Ah man. Then you can just make sure you've selected the locator. You can press regenerate and it will remember the last thing you did. So I can just set this to 8. But yeah, if I would regenerate this one now, I will have 8. Like this has 8. This has 8. But it will get the new scale. So this one will be scaled down. Just keep that in mind, that it will remember the last thing you did when you regenerate. So I have these two. I mean, I can add like all the things I want here. Like, oh yeah, I want this one as well. And then you can just click your locator. You can generate the mesh from this. Bam. You can generate the mesh from this. You don't have to generate the mesh. You can always do this later if you want to. You can still render and export. You will only get textures in that case. But if you have generated a mesh, it will export the images and the mesh. So if I would render this, it will be in the folder where you've saved your file. So you can see here, I have a FBX file and 2 images. And then, like, yeah, I want this one as well. You press render. And we can see we have the ship here as well, and no mesh for the ship. Then fuck it, I want the mesh. So you can just generate the mesh, move it out of the way. You can export it like manually if you want to, or you can just render again, and you will have the ship here. So it's pretty easy to do that stuff. I usually don't save my file when I've done this because the script actually overrides the materials on the object. So it will change the normal map to object space and it will look a bit weird. This is because the rotation will be correct in the engine, in the imposter material. So keep that in mind, that if you want to have it like you had it before and don't have to clean everything up manually, don't save it. I'm planning on fixing that in the future, in a future update though. So yeah, keep that in mind. Also, double check your meshes, because sometimes like they work pretty well, but sometimes the UV can be a little off, like, oh shit, doesn't really fit that well. So might have to scale it up. Or example, this one. If I'm gonna move this to the ship here, you can see like this is not gonna work that well, because like it has this thing that goes out up in the middle. So if I see it from this angle, I will actually cut away one of the legs like this. Like I won't even see this leg. So you can just bring that side down and then you can just UV map it yourself quickly instead. So you might have to do small tweaks like that sometimes, but it will still save you some time, in my opinion, to do this. And it will get better in future updates as well. So hope you like it.